run when you hear that. I said run when you hear that. You better run when you hear that. I said run when you hear that. You better run when you hear that. I said run when you 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 hear that. I said you better run. I said run when you hear that. Run when you hear that. You better run. I said run when you hear that. Run when you hear that. Run when you hear that. Run when you hear that.
Good evening, everybody. Bruce Foster here, Jetski Republic, chewing the fat. How is everybody? Hope you've all had a great week and get raring to go for tonight and get ready for the weekend as well. So a nice little event coming up this weekend, which we'll talk about in a little bit. First of all, I just want to say, I just want to announce, you've probably seen on the social media the past couple of days, that Jetski Republic will actually be live streaming the SCX event up at the sunny coast, Alex Heads, 2nd, 4th of June. Not long, so it's under 40 days and it's counting. So let me just run a promo video for this one, and you know, SCX are going to come on board as a sponsor for the foreseeable as well. So it's a bit of, it works for both of us in the right way, so in a positive way. So let me just run this little promo video and then we'll get right back to everything. So there you go. Yeah, 2nd, 4th of June. Jetski Republic will be broadcasting or live streaming the event up there. Still got a fine tune with Matt, with Matt O'Connor, who we had on a couple of weeks ago with regards to is it both days he wants, 3 days or what? I'm not entirely sure. At the moment, it's only for the 1 day. But I think he's hinting at the 2nd day as well. Good evening, Pete. We with you. Oh, Pete, you're not on. It's Gaz and Tessa. Good evening, Pete. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Yeah, so this is going to be happening in June. So still got to finalise whether it's going to be through Facebook platform or whether it be through the YouTube platform. But we'll keep you posted as it all kind of unfolds. So yeah, looking forward to that one. It'd be a good one. Hopefully the weather gods stay at bay. What I will want to thank Jeff Lakeford, Nautical Image, for the footage that he provided to me, so that I could do a re-edit on a promotion for this. So really appreciate that, Jeff. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's move on and we'll get our guests on. So tonight we're going to talk about wave jumping again. We've done it before. We did it in the early days. So we'll see how, you know, there's been a bit of interest in it lately with regards to people wanting to do it. A little bit of apprehension from people wanting to do it, but we'll see where we go with this. So if anybody has any questions in regards to how you get started in it, what do you need to do, what's the best way to prepare for it, equipment, all that kind of stuff, then now's your chance to have a bit of a Q&A with some of the maestros of our Jump Nation. So we'll see where we go. Let me just dial these guys in. Let me get that on. Make sure I get the right people. There we go. All right, so let's just flick that over, and hopefully they'll answer. Now I've got guys cancelling on me. Oh, wrong Pete. It's not you. There's Tessa. Good evening, young lady. Oh, wait a minute. What's happened? Why are you not on? That's because I got the wrong window. That's why. 2 seconds. Be with you. What's going on? Hold on, Tessa.
Where they going? Oh.
My fault.
What?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happened. So I'm gonna have to. I've got to find out. That's probably
there
what
he
it
is.
There we go. There we go.
Oh.
Oh my word. Oh. I don't know why I'm there. I have no idea why I'm there, because I should be in a separate window. But you can catch a glimpse of me on the side. Guys, good evening,
Maybe
sir.
I should go and do that before we go live. I'll get my clothes.
Nah, we don't do that. It's called living on the edge.
Did you say go and do that?
No, I don't do that. I won't do that.
Oh,
no.
don't do that. I think, what's my volume like, guys?
For once, you've got it spot on. And I'm pretty sure anybody tuning in will probably say exactly the same, that you've got it nailed. So well done.
Okay, I just turned it up. What's it like now?
Right, there's what I need for you two. So let me just rejig that. Your volume's fine.
It's good?
Yep, even Anne-Marie agrees.
Oh, we live?
Of course you're live. You asked me that earlier. Of course we are.
You're supposed to call us in when we're live.
No, we don't do it. We don't roll that way, Tessa. We don't roll that way. Guys, I can't hear you, mate.
Dude, we've got no volume.
Guys, you've no volume. Even Pete's laughing at you. Pete, you realise he's going to have plenty to say when he does have volume.
Come on, get your
Pete,
volume up.
come on, guys. I don't know what's going on with you, mate. It's at your end.
Or
No, I can't lip read, mate. Sorry.
I can't really.
Tessa, me and you'll have a talk until Gaz gets on. So, I don't know what he's done. It's nothing that we've done. So, because I can hear you, you can hear me. So it's something that Gaz has done.
Yep, I'm totally fine. I'm just loading.
He's giving me face. He's giving me faces now. Oh, what's he doing now? What's going on?
I don't know.
Gaz, nah, still no good, mate. Anyway, you work on your volume, Gaz. You can give us a yes or a no, if need be, until such times as you get your volume worked out. So, Tessa, thank you. Gaz, thank you for coming on tonight.
Worries.
I've caught you out again, but the great thing is, Tessa, your volume's down, so that's going to help a lot of people.
Good. I don't have my...
Anne-Marie might be able to lip read here, so she... Oh, no, she can't. I read that wrong. Now, you had a little come and try session last weekend, Tessa, is that correct?
Whoa, it's nearly 2 weeks ago.
He's there now. Now he's there.
Gaz is back.
Guys, you had it on mute, didn't you?
No, it had external microphone.
There we go. There we go.
All right, we're in.
Right,
We're
okay.
in.
So, So, Tessa, how did your session go?
Yep, it was good. We, Alan Skinner and I organised a bit of a learn how to jump session for newbies. And and it was pretty cool. I think it was about eight people there or so, which
That's
was
good.
good size. Didn't really want any bigger.
Yep.
The problem was there was literally pretty much zero waves most of the time. I have never seen the swell of South Stratty that small. It was freaking like a lake. It was
guys,
like a lake.
I've seen a little bit of a video, guys, and you've probably seen it as well. Actually, there was literally nothing.
We were out for a few hours, but we had a briefing like on the shore before we left.
Yep.
And then I said to them, look, just follow me out. We'll tuck in just past the seaway, just past the break wall.
Yep.
Hopefully there's no surfers in there, and we'll look at the waves and I'll show you how to read them and stuff like that. And I led them out, and I got to the spot, and it was like completely.
Everybody thinking, everybody wondering where what are we jumping off of? What's he putting there? Flat.
What is that? Flat. Has he lost his volume again?
No, I haven't lost
No,
my
he
volume.
hasn't. He's just playing games with us.
Oh. Yeah, so it was just completely flat, and I just went, okay, this is awesome.
But how was it? So what was the experience level of the group that you had? Did you have some that had been jet skiing for a while, or were they all pretty much novices?
Zero in the waves. Literally zero. There's a couple of young blokes there. There was a lady, and there were a few sort of middle-aged guys. But everyone had zero experience jumping waves, never done it before.
Tessa, what's wrong with middle-aged guys? You kind of say that with a little bit of apathy there.
I know, right? Well, I'm middle-aged myself, so, you know.
You better be careful. Put a target on your back now.
I know. But yeah, they literally had zero experience, like didn't know what whitewash was type of experience.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, which was totally fine. Hey, it was totally fine. So it was about a half an hour question and answer time for me on the beach there. Daz was there with me, Daz Keel, resident lifesaver. So he was a great help.
Yep.
Daz. But literally there was no waves, and I just went, right, this isn't ideal. So we went a couple.
So what were you trying to create a little bit of wake so that they could jump off the wake?
No, I was trying to. There was a couple of tiny sandbars, like down up the coast a bit. So we just rode for a couple of Ks, and there was some tiny ones. Until there was something. Yeah, and it was actually good for people to feel the waves for the first time, sort of thing, and to learn on anyway. Yeah. And then as the morning progressed and the wind and the tides kind of changed, we had a few decent ones coming through. And if you know me with my wave jumping, I freaking hate big swell anyway. Hate it. I get my height off my power with my ski and hitting that wave at the right time.
What brand of ski?
Oh God.
RXP 300.
Sea-Doo, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, not bad.
Okay.
Just because you're a Sea-Doo brand as well, Mr. Gaz, is that correct?
Yeah, we are.
What's Pete riding?
Pete's riding a Sea-Doo RXP also.
So he's in the club as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of interest, just pick both your brains. What would you like? I know you're riding Sea-Doos, but are pretty much all the brands good to jump the waves?
I don't know.
I've always got the feeling that with I ride the Kawasaki obviously, and I feel that to do it, you know what I mean. Kawasaki.
Row.
No, it's not actually. It's doesn't break down.
I'm on my 8th. Sorry, I've still got the COVID cough going on. If you hear me cough, that's what it is. I'm on my 8th RXP now. I love them. I can't, literally won't ride and can't ride any other ski. I find the game changer is the seats. Those
I've heard that. I've heard the seats are a lot different.
Yeah, they lock you in. I am, even though I stand up, but it's still, if I'm on a yammy, I feel like I'm riding a friggin' log or something. Or I haven't even ridden a Kawasaki either, but I've rode a yammy. It was a few years ago. I don't know much about yammies. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't the GP 1800R. It was whatever the model before that was. So supercharged one. and jumped a couple of waves, and I just felt like I was going to fall off, just roll it. It was just, to me, it was just nut. So you just stick with what you know, I guess.
Yeah. I think it's definitely a confidence thing, and it's one of those you're either one or the other, or you're not. You know, like for me at the moment, I'm still kind of, I want to try something different, but I'm kind of tied to come back to seeing what the new Kawasaki's like.
Oh yeah,
But just simply because you want a sick bag there, guys.
We'll have to get Marty James out in the surf.
I just want to see what the Kawasaki's like. But then I'm thinking also about the naturally aspirated rather than going supercharged, because I just cruise. I'm not in it for the speed. So I'm kind of going that way a little bit, you know, more for the cruising side of it. Which makes a bit more sense. Yes, guys.
Look, it's a good question that you're asking about the different brands. I've had all the brands, the 2 strokes, the 4 strokes, and out of all of them, the Sea-Doo likes to sort of leap, and then when you sort of land, you don't necessarily cross up because of the actual hull. It might sort of send you off on a tangent, left or right.
Right.
With the Kawasaki's, say for example, the older 260s I used to have, the 4-stroke supercharged and that, and the 310s, beautiful skis, plenty of power, acceleration and that, but because the shape of the hull wants to cut the water, you need more speed, way more speed to get some height in that. So if you need to get comfortable with
it's
that.
It's considerably heavier as well. So I always think, in my mind, I'm thinking it's a heavier ski. There's a chance for it to potentially, like that alone would be enough to make it land differently. But that's maybe just me.
It's the shape of your hull.
Yeah.
That determines how you might leave the actual wave. There were some FX Yamahas, naturally aspirated and supercharged. Occasionally, when leaving the top of the wave, if you were just a little bit off on the steering, it would just go off on a tangent.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So I think the Sea-Doo's a little bit more forgiving, and again, you can get that height nicely without needing a tremendous amount of speed and that.
Yep.
We've had the GP 1800s in the surf. No disrespect. I mean, I used to be a Yamaha boy for about 15 years until I saw some Sea-Doos and that. But like what Tess said, no disrespect to any of the brands, but the Sea-Doo with the smaller seat, locking in your knees, it feels more gentleman-like to sit on one.
Well, ladylike in Tessa's case.
Rather than the seat being very broad, your knees are really, really wide apart, and you feel like you're riding a horse.
There was just no stability on it for me, and I swapped skis with the guy that owned that one, and he didn't want to give my ski back, and I was like, "Can you give it back? I'm not jumping waves on your one anymore. Done." And that was the last time I rode a Yummy. But you know,
I didn't jump waves. I went out a month or so ago with Daz and Billy Briggs, and Billy's obviously got a 300 RX PX. Daz has got a Spark Trix, which he loves, but he gave me a shot of it, and I was like, "Whoa, I feel a bit vulnerable here." You know, it didn't feel. I felt a bit exposed. That was probably the biggest thing. But then I jumped on Billy's, and Billy's seat was designed to keep you snug in, and man, you felt like you were in a glove.
Yeah. I think that with the Sparks, obviously they're very popular with wave jumpers. All the while, a lot of the wild hogs use
I guess
those.
because they're cheap, light, you can just throw them around.
Yeah. A lot of our wave jumper guys have them, and they're just fun. And you throw them around. They're very light, so that's why you'd feel, and they're tiny, so that's why you'd feel vulnerable on it.
And I guess if there's any damage to them, there's not as much expense, I guess, if you're going to really throw them around.
Yeah. Like the fellas crack the fairings on them and stuff, and various other body parts jumping.
Gaz, have you got many people in your group that go out? Are there many sparks or the lighter type skis?
Look, because of our weather conditions down here and the wind and the chop, and to get to the destinations, there's a limited amount of people that really go out, especially all year round, like what we do. You can sometimes be looking at no more than 10 people, sometimes 5.
Yeah.
As soon as the weather chops up, no one goes out except a handful of us down here. But the spark, there's been a couple of do come out in the sparks, or remember the old blasters, the 2-stroke Yamahas?
Yeah.
With single stand up. We used to, we've got the Blaster Boys down here in Melbourne, fantastic group. Again, we meet up with them sometimes at Inverloch.
Yeah.
Again, they've got, similar outlook to the freestylers, the 2-stroke freestylers, and that where they, they can do the select 360s and all sorts of wonderful things.
Yep.
So we're limited with weather.
Tessa, have you guys got many stand-up boys come out?
No, not in our group, but we see them out there.
Yep.
There's quite a few that you see out there. Jeff would know who they all are.
Yeah.
They're unreal to watch.
Is that
Crazy fun.
That's not the Wild Hogs, is it? Because the Wild Hogs seem to ride the
White Hogs. Your bloody accent. No. So most of those boys ride the Sparks.
That's a better one, guys.
You see them out there.
I know Paul and that ride the Sparks more than the stand-ups and stuff. So yeah.
Most of our guys do run the Sea-Doos. Some Yammies, Dave Clark, if you ever come out.
Fred, aka Scarface,
hates them. Fred's back on a Spark again.
Oh, is he?
He hates his brand new Yummy that he bought. Doesn't like the colour of it. It's Tiffany blue.
God. He didn't like the colour of it. That's not.
He reckons he's going to wrap it. Is he still doing that, Anne-Marie? See, Anne-Marie's watching.
She is watching, yeah. I wonder if she is. I don't know. We're going off on a tangent here. Wrapping a jet ski. I don't know if that's a good idea, to be honest.
A wrap on a ski?
A wrap on a jet ski.
Yeah.
I've seen it done on a couple of skis, and over a very short period of time, it is noticeable that it's not quite the way it should be. Yeah.
Not really sure. I know paint seems to be the product of choice. My second and third 300s were painted, and they were black. That painted the red. Yours
originally yellow or green?
God, dude, I've had that many.
I think your last one before the one that you have now wasn't the previous one to that. Was that not a lime green?
That was the 2020 black and green one that Akosh now owns.
Who owns?
And then I had a red, grey, and black one before that one.
You're moving around them.
Then a fluoro yellow and black one, and I had 2 red black ones that I painted black. We painted black, and then we had a white one. We had the first white RXPX 300 in Queensland, which was pretty cool.
That would have been cool. That would have been pretty interesting.
It's easier to change skis than partners.
Guys, you know what? I was just, when Tessa was talking about all that was going through my head, and I'm thinking to myself, how could I word this without actually pissing her off?
That's all good, but definitely.
Anne-Marie's calling you a ski whore.
You're what?
A ski whore.
Ski whore?
That's what she's calling you. Not me. Not me. That's what Anne-Marie's calling you.
No, I am. I just I sell them before they get to 100 hours or run out of warranty, whichever comes first.
When you get fed up with them, just like partners.
Yeah, pretty much. No. Actually, I was saying to the boys, my group the other day, I'm not a fan of the hull on the new ones, whatever they're called. I prefer the older model hulls. What do you reckon about that, Gaz?
I've got the RXT and the RXP. Look, they handle completely different. The older hulls you're talking about, similar to your S3 hull, your white hull.
Yeah, I was going to say the S3, whatever it's called. that they got rid of a couple of years ago. They were my favourite ones to jump. I find my current one, the triple black, triple grey, it'll veer to the left, and I've twisted my knee from it. It just pisses me off.
You're just in the battles, young lady.
Twisting the
Life's just trying to tell you. Life is trying to tell you to slow down, but you're just pushing the pedal, pushing the pedal harder.
I love it.
The RXT hull, when you launch off a wave and you land, is stabler for your knees and your body.
Okay.
The RXP can land like this and jar your knees.
Yeah, that's what it does.
Yeah.
The other skis didn't do that. So I said to Akos the other day, I'm like, give me my bloody ski back.
Guys, know that Tessa's going to be thinking I want to buy the other ski, so I don't jar my knees.
Yeah, I know.
Change of ski again.
I came off the T. I came off the RXT because needs another motor. But anyway, besides that. And then with the triple black P, riding the P, it took me a while because it crosses into my hips, bends my knee and all that stuff on landing sometimes. And you got to make a choice. Do you ghosty the ski or do you basically come down with it, you know? And it can be a jarring knee and a hip for sure.
And a possible hip coming out.
I think my first decent jumping session on that one was Australia Day last year, actually, and in the rain. It was about 1.5, 1.6 meters swell, and it was so clean. It was amazing. I was having the time of my life, and then I twisted the knee, and that put me out for a few 6 weeks. And then I fell off a stool and did my shoulder, and that put me out for pretty much a year.
There was rumours how you fell off the stool.
I wasn't even drinking. I was working, and long story, but I fainted and fell and hit the ground and dislocated my collarbone and ripped the 3 ligaments.
How are you? How are you now? I mean, obviously you've been able to go back out jumping again, so you're obviously on the mend, because I know you had a bit of a setback, didn't you?
Yeah, it's so there's a few screws in there and a couple of synthetic ligaments that have pulled my collarbone down into my shoulder bone, whatever it's called.
So you're not. So you've got some fake joints in there. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. Metal detectors don't go off though, which I was disappointed in. But yeah, I've got some.
Because you wanted to show them your scars. Is that what it was?
No, right. But yeah, I was supposed to be back up to full strength in mid-October, and at the end of October, I went out for a jump and just misjudged a wave.
Did it again.
It slapped me down. And
it wouldn't be so bad if alcohol was involved, but it wasn't.
I know, it wasn't. But my collarbone's sticking back up again, but the ligaments there, the ligaments are there.
Is it popping up now? It's not popping up now. You got it fixed, didn't you?
Yeah, it's solid, but the ligaments stretched. So I stretched them from the landing. So that's why I thought I'd had to go through another bloody surgery, because I cracked the bone, the shoulder bone that the ligaments are attached to. I cracked it.
Oh, wow.
And then I couldn't ski again for 3 months waiting for the bone to heal, which it did. But it's all solid in there. So look, I got free range. Yay.
You're actually lucky, because I've had procedures on both my shoulders, and I did the rehab, but I still don't have full range of motion, and they were 20 odd years ago I got them done. So
well, Adrian Canham, he's had a big shoulder recall or something years ago, and he doesn't have full range. Yeah. Look at him jumping and doing the
pain
bonkos.
In the bum as well, because it's the things you take for granted when you're trying to reach up and grab something, and you just can't get it extended above your head. Yeah,
that'd be annoying, but. No, since I've got full range and full movement and my shoulder, everything is moving together. It's like solid. The surgeon said it is what it is.
So what I might say for people that are watching this is it's not all doom and gloom when you go wave jumping. Some people do actually manage to come out of it healthy and fit at the end of it. Look at Gaz, fine figure of a man.
And I didn't do mine jumping.
Jumping off a bar stool, you did.
Jetski.
Tess, you're never going to live that down. Never. It's going to
I
haunt
know.
you till the day. It's just going to be. It's going to be your epitaph. It's going to be on your headstone when the
Dude,
day
I wish-
when the big man takes you.
I wish it was a cool story about how I did it, but unfortunately, it's
Oh,
pretty
listen, it still
boring.
makes a great story in the pub.
The best thing is that it did not hurt because I was unconscious when I hit the ground.
Well, that was
So it
fortunate.
didn't
Then.
hurt. It just was sticking up. Anyway,
Anyway, let's go back to it. So, let's get back to the wave jumping again. Yes, guys.
So any brand, any model, do it. Send it.
Yep.
Naturally aspirated, supercharged. Come out with the groups if you're so like interested. If you're got any inclination, it's more about being around people that are like-minded. Whether you jump this high, whether you jump that high,
Yep.
type of thing. It's about you enjoying the actual moment. And if you need to pick up the skill, it's all about timing. Working out timing on your ski, where your hull, where your sweet spotter is on the actual hull. Accelerate. Just that last sort of like moment and that. So whatever ski you want, if you want to come out, it's all about coming out with some
And
people.
that obviously inevitably it involves a lot, a good bit of practice as well. And if you're like, for people that want to take it up or are interested in doing it, these, Tessa and Gaz, and there's a few others out there as well that are like, they're the ones to pick the brains. So, get picking their brains. They'll show you how to do it. Like you're saying, guys, you find the spot. You find but it's repetition as well. Get out there and practice it. You're not going to do it unless you try it. For me, it's not for me. It's either something you want to do or it's not. For me, I'm not that keen on it. But there are plenty of people showing an interest in it lately, which is why I came back and revisited this again. So
you also need good balance as well. That's another thing that you need. But as Gaz said, you really need to learn how to read waves. And surfers would be really good at this because they've got that balance. They know how to read waves, sets, swell.
I think the reading of the waves would be critical, without a doubt. But you can imagine if you just came off it just slightly off the square kind of thing and kind of went sideways a little bit. It could.
You've got to hit them square.
That's where you're either hanging on and going with it, or you're bailing on it.
Yeah, and then if you don't have a supercharged ski, you're going to need acceleration to get over the wave. So you're going to need a much longer run up than a supercharged.
With a naturally aspirated.
Yeah, so it's a total different
because you don't get that short surge of power that you need to get off the wave.
Yeah, and then you got to really time it because you don't want that wave breaking over top of you, or you don't want it to break.
Speaking of it, Gabby's just offered you a shot of her ski for the next time you go out, Tessa. You're probably reading the comments.
That's life. No, Gab, I'm bringing you out with me, and you're going to jump some waves.
Well, I don't know if she'll do it, but she said her ski will get to see at least see a wave. She's still looking for a wave in life. Hi, Gabby. There's your wave.
But yeah, when we had, hey, I'll show
is
you.
that yours? It looks like a toy helmet.
Look at this. So I got a helmet. Thought I'd grow up and actually wear a helmet for my head, but also for sun protection because I'm white as a ghost and I get really badly burnt. So I got one the other day and I dropped it off to Marty James at Jet One, and I said, Marty, this thing looks like it's out of Tron. It looks horrific. It's really like it's just matte black with holes in it everywhere.
Show us.
So, guys,
And I was
okay,
like,
before we see your helmet, Tessa, guys, that helmet, is that you wear that one yourself, or is that just a showpiece thing?
No, that's a winter one.
What's the difference?
That's a winter one. That's a mountain bike helmet.
Okay, yeah.
I've got a summer one that's got more holes for breathing and that.
Oh, of course.
But it's lightweight. It's not a motocross one.
Is that because it's so bloody cold? You just need to move up here.
Down in Victoria, of course.
We might be up there in October, November.
I saw that. Pete told me that.
Yeah.
But you definitely don't need summer and winter helmets up here.
No, up here you don't. No. As long as a helmet is advisable though.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. Yeah. They are. Can be annoying. I had one back in the day, wore it a bit, and then it sort of went all rusty.
Well,
It was,
at the end of the day, you only get, you know, your God-given looks once.
You get one modern, so
You don't want to smash them up. I'd love to be able to do that with my hair, Tessa, but it's just not happening. It's not. It's not happening.
Well, so I dropped it off to Marty, and look what he did.
That's awesome.
Hey, that's actually really cool.
How good!
That's pretty good. I love that.
That's nice.
So when I
Very
jump
nice.
weight
Very
in
nice.
in summer too, I have long sleeve rashy on, long tights, and I look like a dude, right? And especially with what I do. And so then I had a black helmet. Now I've got pink bits on it.
Exactly. So they'll still think you're a dude. That's the way the world is these days, Tessa. It's the way the world is.
I do that.
Do that, yeah. Anyway, I haven't been jumping since he's done this for me, thanks COVID. So keen to get out, except I'm getting a skin cancer cut out of my nose on Friday.
Yep.
And that's going to put me off again for another probably month.
Okay.
Good
luck on that.
Go on, guys.
Good luck with the actual surgery.
Thanks. It's only tiny, thank God, but they got it really early, so a bit nervous about that. But anyway.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So back to the helmets. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when landing, your arms can't hold you up, and you collapse, and you don't know when you can collapse because your arms don't. So a helmet comes in handy. That's all. So for new beginners or starters, if you got a motorbike helmet, now it doesn't matter. Anything is a little bit better than nothing.
Yep.
Take it in small steps. The wave jumping, if you want to go it doesn't matter whether you go harder or softer, you can still bash your face on the bars.
Yeah, exactly. You
know,
doesn't take much.
No, it's just that impact where your arms just collapse underneath you and you're not prepared. And before you know it, you might have teeth coming out your gums. You might split your forehead. You might break your nose.
Yeah.
But just be a little bit prepared. You'll be able to borrow one of these.
Yeah,
with someone
someone will have one. Exactly. Yeah. Someone will have one. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So,
good important piece of kit.
I just saw the brand 661. They don't make them anymore.
You can still buy them.
Is it brand new? You must.
Where can you buy it?
I tried to get a 661 because there's so mine was like $350 because there was literally nothing cheaper. Brand new.
What brand is that you've got, Tessa?
It's a Fox MIPS or something.
Okay. I know Jet Pilot have got some, but I don't know what they're. I'm not entirely sure what they're like. I would imagine they'd be okay.
Yeah, but they all said that 661 have ceased production, something, the moment, and they couldn't find any in my size with any network sort of.
That's because you've got. You've got a big head.
What size?
You're what?
Not being rude. What size head do you need it for?
A small.
A big one.
Okay. No worries. I would have said different. I would have said different.
Because I've got a small noggin.
That's okay. Not from here.
Thanks, Gaz. That was the
you know
brand
who
that
your friends are, Tessa.
The older one I had was a 661, and that's why I went out searching for one of them.
Right.
No deal.
Now,
So,
preferences. Do people prefer to wear? Are you glove wearers, or are you just not bothered with that nonsense?
I only wear them to keep the sun off my hands.
Yeah.
I have to wear gloves.
You got them,
I have
guys.
to wear gloves for gripping on the impact side of things. I want to minimize the actual slip.
Yep.
I get calluses anyway, but
Yep.
there's less blisters.
Yeah.
But some people don't wear them, so
Yep.
yeah.
And obviously a decent pair of shoes. Or is it barefoot? Or are we going into a big? Oh, now I've seen those ones. What kind are those again? What make are they, guys?
They're works. So up in Queensland, you guys have got Works Racing up there and that.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't even know
I
they
found
made.
these. I normally buy these 2 sizes bigger.
Right.
And then we've got inserts because it's cold down here in Melbourne.
I was gonna say, is that why you're wearing all this massive gear?
It is. If you fall in the drink, you fall in the drink.
Your survival
You're
rate will be
shocked.
about 2 minutes.
The
I'm
shock,
sorry.
yeah, the shock of the water, cold water, is like bad. Yeah.
I couldn't live down there. Couldn't do it.
Tessa, we're like that with people that work on the oil rigs offshore in Scotland, in the North Sea. You're lucky if your survival rate is 90 seconds, which is why they've got to wear dry suits. When they go on a helicopter, they've got to put a dry suit on in case they end up in the water.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We need tops. We need sometimes double thermals underneath. Yeah, it's cold.
Hey, that'll be me. That'll be me in a couple of weeks.
We sometimes come back to the boat ramp, and we're not sure what gender we are.
Our guys don't have that problem, mate. They're board shorts, guys.
guys, you're in the right era. You're in the right era these days because nobody cares. Nobody cares what gender you are.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So you can be whatever you want to be.
It's 2023. Hello.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. We most of our group should wear helmets, but we don't really.
I've noticed that there are still a lot of people that do go out and they don't wear them for whatever reason, the preference. I guess.
Yeah.
It's obviously a personal choice. I guess it comes down to how much you value your looks and your teeth and your nose and whatever else.
Yeah, that's it. But anyway, I'm keen to wear mine. So
yeah, exactly. I get
back in
when you get a little bit older, Tessa, you start to get the odd knocks and bumps and bruises.
Yep. I know.
Your outlook changes a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. But what do we got?
What we got, guys?
brace.
Neck brace. We don't have anybody that wears them up here, Tessa, do we? No.
No, well, our group does. I don't know whether the wild hogs do. Any of you fellas wear neck braces? I don't know if any of them are watching. Adrian,
I don't know. Many. So, guys, you obviously wear that. You don't wear that all the time, do you?
Yeah,
You
every
do?
time we go out.
And is that just to stop the whiplash effect?
Yeah, so it stops the helmet rattling less.
Yep.
And then during the week, I have less headaches.
Of
So
course,
when I ride,
of course.
yeah, when I ride aggressive chop conditions or wave jumping and that, couple of days afterwards, I might have headaches. And by wearing the neck brace, it minimises
It reduces that significantly. Yeah.
helmet, and no headaches anymore.
So how long does it take you guys to go from wherever you put in at the ramp to where you jump? How long's the ride? Like
Sometimes it could be half an hour, could be 40 minutes, could be an hour.
Tessa, what are you? 5 minutes? Not even that. I don't even think you're that. What do you put in at Southport?
Straight there. 5 minutes there. Send it.
Yeah.
You need to move
Very
up
quick.
here, guys. I'm telling you.
We sometimes bring spare jerry cans on the back to get to a couple of different destinations. We might do a 100K ride and be in 3 different jump areas.
Didn't you do a ride just not that long last weekend?
On Tuesday, yeah.
Was it Tuesday? Tuesday you did it. That's right.
Tuesday was about a 25-minute ride to get to the destination.
Yep.
And on Saturday we went to, it took us about probably 40 minutes to get to that one destination there.
Saturday's the one I'm thinking about. They did one on Saturday because I gave it a shout out last week.
Yeah.
I remember that one. I remember that one. Yep. Yeah. So how many did you have on that? You got a few usual suspects?
Oh, look, because of the choppy conditions to get to the destination, hardly anyone comes out.
Right.
I would hate life. I hate chop. Can't stand it. Everyone keeps going, why don't you race? You should race a ski. And I'm like, hell no. Solid no from me. I freaking hate chop.
I've yet to see a race where it's flat. Yet.
Where it's
I don't
flat.
think I've seen one that's flat yet. Like, I've got no doubt the racers themselves have seen their fair share of flat courses, but
The only way I could do it is if I was leading and winning the whole time and it was only one lap.
you'd be on your own. You need to enter races where it's just you.
Otherwise, I can get stuffed. I hate it.
Listen, I'm sure Gabby and Sarah and all the rest of the girls will be happy to see you racing, Tessa.
Don't give them that idea. Don't
Why?
give them that
Get in the women's
pressure.
race. Get in the
No.
women's race or do the enduros.
I just hate chop. Hate it. Absolutely hate it.
I love it. I love the chop.
There you go. No.
It's a challenge.
Chop
It's
and
not for
boat
everyone.
racing.
It's not for everyone. I get where you're coming from, Tessa. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
so-
just quickly backtrack a bit. Just go back to that Learners' Day that I held.
Yep.
So we had a whole different range of skis. We had GTRX 230s, whatever they're called. We had an much older Kawasaki. We had a few Yammies and stuff. Probably half were NA and the other half were supercharged.
Yep.
It was interesting sort of watching everyone learning their skis in the waves. Most people came off because they were kind of hitting the wave on an angle, which caused that.
Right,
So
okay.
guys had a bit of a busy time just grabbing them, even though the swell was tiny. We still did that for them. But I want to talk about what Alan Skinner did, because this is actually pretty bloody funny. As I said,
I'm waiting on the explanation for this one, to be honest. He's been
I
a
don't know
bit,
if he's got.
like
I don't know
he's
if he's
been
watched
he's been ridiculed a little bit about it, but to an extent. But he's never really came clean as to. He's tried to make up some kind of excuse for what happened, but you were there, so you can give us
It
a
was
straight.
quite amusing. I actually didn't see it. I heard the landing because I had my back to him. I was chatting to Daz, and he would have been. Alan was only about maybe 20 meters from me, and one of the decent waves came through, or the half decent ones, and Alan has apparently hit it with way too much jandle or way too much throttle for his ski. And it has just sent him completely up. Like the guys were saying a couple of stories up in the air. I'm not sure if that's an exaggeration, but apparently it was absolutely.
It looked good.
And he shit himself, and I heard the scream that ah! And that's when I turned around, and all I saw was his ski down and Alan the other way.
This wasn't
Now,
where he split his head, was it?
It was. Well, we thought it was funny, but
Is that where
here's
he
the
split his
thing.
head? Because he said it was
He-
his glasses.
He had sunnies on. He had sunglasses, and the lens of the sunnies he face planted into the water, as you do, and the lens of his sunnies actually cut him straight across the forehead, and there was quite a bit of blood. Like, we were all going, oh shit, and I'm like, where's Fred Wimmer with his bloody Loctite super glue? But Fred wasn't with us, and we're just sort of going, what's going on? Trying to, and when blood mixes with water, it looks so much worse
Looks
as
a lot
well.
worse. Yeah.
Yeah, but it ended up being okay. But that was pretty much the end of Al there. But good on you, Al, for sending it like a bloody beast.
Hey, he went full
For your
throttle.
first
He went full throttle on it. So good on him. Good on him for giving it a go.
Didn't he do his finger a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, what was that?
Get some microsurgery done.
I don't know what that
He
wasn't
lost
jumping
a
though. He was
knife
doing
or
something
something
else,
like
wasn't
that.
he?
Yeah. He cut it on something, didn't he? Whatever that was.
Yeah, I can't remember what that was. Someone might be able to let us know what that might have been. I remember it, but I can't remember how he did it. So he's a walking casualty.
Yeah.
Love him. He's good value. But yeah. So
Is there any more sessions planned? Are you planning on going back out with the same group, for example, or is there
We
going to be
might.
another one offered, another session offered?
It's just risky, like it's. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do with regards to that. I don't know whether I should say everyone you got to wear a helmet. You can see it's at your own risk.
Yeah, I get. The only drawback with that is you're obviously a lot of people might not necessarily pay the money for a helmet just to try it. You know. what I mean?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
But I get where you're coming from, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to teach them how to do something, the minimum
'Cause it is-
requirement would probably be, well, could you, preferably wear a helmet
Yeah.
if you have
And it
access
is-
or you can get your hands on one. try
It
and
is
use it.
dangerous,
Yeah.
especially if you don't know how to read waves or you
Yeah.
haven't done it before. It's dangerous. Like, it's daunting. It's dangerous.
Like, in all honesty, how did you feel taking that group? Were you shitting yourself the
Nervous.
whole time?
Yeah, I was quite nervous. But I still got out there and had quite a few jumps and stuff as well. But yeah, I was a bit nervous.
Yeah, maybe we need to look at. Yeah, we could. I guess as a community, how do we deal with that moving forward? Is it one of those things where somehow we manage to get a pool of helmets or whatever or access to some helmets where they can be utilised for such things? But who knows? Who knows? It's a difficult one, but I get where you're coming from, Tessa. I probably would have been the same. So
yeah.
Bit snug, the helmets.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, you can't just switch
Can't
and
move
change them
around.
and chop and change them. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
They need to be snug. They need to be have heaps of holes in them for water come out, and they need to be comfortable. They're the three, and they need to be really light.
Yeah. Tough one. But I get where you're coming from. Like whether one happens again, then
yeah.
Again, I guess that comes down to you and anyone else that's maybe involved in it as to whether you're happy to do it again.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. We'll have a think about it, but it was a lot of fun. I know everyone had fun doing it. It probably, considering how many times the fellas came off, it probably was good that the swell was tiny.
Yeah, but I guess at the end of the day, if they're coming off and they're getting back on again, then good on them. If the swell had been bigger, then they might have just started waving the white flag after one or two goes.
It would have been a whole different kettle of fish if the swell had been up there. So.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. Guys,
Gaz.
How does it all work out with you when you take your beginners out?
Just more on what Tess was talking about. Older brand skis, sometimes when they flip in the actual surf, their front hoods can unlatch.
Yep.
So we need to be, some of us that have been around for years, we need to be vigilant in that if you're doing small stuff, not too bad. If you're in some challenging type of areas and all that stuff, again, we strap down our hoods. Depending on the brand, on the older skis, on the older Yamahas, we used to strap the actual seats back because when you pin drop, sometimes the back seat can unlatch and then you lose the whole seat and all that stuff. So there are other things to consider if you are proactive in that area. But small steps, moderation. We've got people that knock on our doorstep down here in Melbourne. We take them out. We larger groups or what Tess and Al did up in Queensland and that. If we had the call for it, we'll give it a go. But there's those things that you need to consider, like you're saying, safety-wise, helmet-wise. We try and tell them to, when you get on, try get on the back of the actual ski, come straight on so you don't turn us off our actual skis.
Yep.
So there's a process of training that we go through and hopefully they listen.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I think there's only really been in the last 12 to 18 months where people are actually starting to say, I need a bit of help. I'm new to the sport. I'd rather go with experienced riders, all that kind of stuff. So, there's somebody, Rick Zamora. I don't know if I'm not sure where he's from.
He's down in sunny Melbourne.
Is he one of your boys down that way? He's saying he's talking about rescue plans, and that's a fair comment. A fair comment as well. So it's definitely something. There's a lot of dynamics involved with something like that. It's a high risk activity.
In your area, when you're playing in the surf, if you do come off, is it eventually sandy? Are you a couple of 100 meters offshore? How does it work where you people are?
No, it's like a normal beach break. So there's sand, right there. The jump and pin bar, which is where the wild hogs go. That's where they're generally out offshore a fair bit.
They catch the big ones further out, a little bit further out.
Yeah. But those guys, they jump the big swells, which
they jump and ride the bloody waves as well, because I've seen them. It's like they're surfing them, like literally in a barrel.
I know.
That's how it's pretty stunning. I've got to admit, it does look pretty good, but
Yeah.
Pretty high risk as well, from their perspective.
Definitely.
But
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I'm
So I mean,
sure they've had their
if one of-
mishaps.
yeah. If one of us come off, we don't all race over.
Yeah.
Only like, one or two of us will go over. But generally speaking, the ski's upside down. The boys are strong. They'll just pop it over it themselves and get it going, and they jet straight through the waves again, and it's all fine. So we've never really had any real issues.
I would imagine as a rookie you would immediately panic because you're thinking, damn, there's another wave coming, and you would just immediately panic. So that'd be a tough one.
Yeah. Well, I actually came off my ski. I don't generally come off. Again, don't do big waves. Anyway, I came off, and my mate Aaron was with me, and I was trying to get myself back on, but I had the shoulder injury. It was fresh out. I could only use my left arm, and my ski has just a single seat on it. And I realized there's nothing to grab hold of on a new RXP. So I'm like, how the hell
How are you getting on?
back on this friggin' ski? And I couldn't stop laughing. Aaron couldn't stop laughing, and I just felt like a friggin' seal wallowing around in the water.
I was going to say you would look like one of those big seals on the back of the ski trying to get on the
Yeah,
back.
because waves are hitting me, and I'm like, oh my god, and like it was friggin'. And then I was just puffed. But anyway, I managed to get back on it and got out of there.
What's your worst one, Gaz? What's one of your worst ones that you've had? Just a bad landing, or came off and flipped it?
Came off. We're in the actual foam. There's about probably a foot and a half of foam. You can't breathe. You can't get above it.
Yep.
Waves crashing, more froth and all that stuff. It's pretty sort of like hairy, scary type of thing. Your first couple of ones in the actual surf, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I can imagine.
Nearly drowning, things like that.
Yeah. I would think it would. So definitely rookies would definitely panic. Like, you guys have been doing it for a number of years now, so you're well enough. You know to keep calm.
Yeah, look, it is what Tess brought up on how to board your sort of like vessel. By default, there's no boarding steps by default on some of the models.
Yeah.
Where you can put the and again that can sort of like help you sort of like out to get on onto the actual back of the ski. Sometimes I used to have a plaited tether on the back of the actual on the toe point on the ski because the seat's just that too far away, and that tether would be almost like a ponytail that I could sort of like grab to help myself. So if you're going regularly out in the actual surf, we will help you set up or give you some ideas, or you might have some ideas yourself, and taking in the safety plan in situ, in that when I get someone on the back of my ski, we talk them through it. We don't want you to come side on. You're going to tip us both over. There's a wave coming. I need to look 360 degrees. I'm looking at you. I need to keep one hand on the throttle. There's a lot of things going when you're sort of like rescuing someone.
Do any of your rescue? Do you have anybody that's there just purely to keep an eye out and rescue, or is everybody all mucking in and rescue, jump in, that kind of thing? Like the reason I'm asking is because, like said, Daz would he'd be an advocate for like having a sled on the back, a rescue sled.
He comes out with us
because you can get them out of the water quick. Just grab it and go, and move and get them back to their ski quickly. I know he'd be a big advocate for that. I was hoping he'd be on tonight, at least tuning in, but he's obviously not. So I could have got a bit of feedback. Like, do you guys do stuff like that, or is it?
There's a few of us that are competent in sort of like rescuing. We've got our ropes around the front, around the back, to quickly latch onto someone's sort of like ski, etc.
Right.
Someone will sort of like nod to each other, as in you go get him, I'll go get the vessel type of thing. It sort of like happens really, really sort of like quick, and you render assistance. You always got your wits about you. There are some people that we go riding, we've got tunnel vision, they don't see anything except what's in front of them. And that's a-okay. You just take that into consideration when they come out with you. And then there are some people that panic during a rescue type of mission and they can't sort of like handle it, and that's a-okay also. There's no problem there. Just stay out of trouble whilst we're sort of like helping out, etc., so that there's not another select person in the actual.
Yeah, that's true.
And one last thing.
Yep.
We also teach the people that if they do roll their vessel, the manufacturers have got a preferred way to select flip them up the other way. Yeah. Unless they're severely modified, they might need to be select flipped another way. Yeah. But we go through all of that for sure with them.
Yeah.
And we encourage, if anyone wants to select, yell out to us. We're on Wave Junkies. You can send a message to either Pete, I, Jason, Mel, any of us are like down here. Yeah. If any of the Queenslanders up north come down, come down and sort of like visit Victoria and they want to sort of jump somewhere.
He's laying the gauntlet now, Tessa. He's laying the gauntlet.
Just make sure that you got your sumo outfit on because it's cold down here.
I absolutely hate the cold.
It's refreshing. It's refreshing.
So okay. So for people watching, reach out to the Wave Junkies down in Victoria, and if you're up in Queensland, then give the Gold Coast Wave Jumpers a shout as well. Tessa, who else is in your group? You've got Paul, Fred.
Paul, Fred, Justin, Akosh.
Yep.
Aaron, Carl. I don't know. There's like 30 of us.
Yeah. Right. But you're always looking for new members.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. At the end of the day, it's all part of helping each other. So definitely.
A lot of our guys have moved on. They've sold their skis, moved up to boats, or family, or they've moved away or whatnot. We're still all great mates. We chat all the time, every day. Yeah. But only half of us got skis these days, and then life gets in the way. So we're always looking for new people that want to come out with us.
Listen, guys, for anybody watching, whatever your level, these guys, Tessa and Gaz and their colleagues will help you as much as they can. Pick their brains. They've got all the experience and know-how that you could ask for. Sarah's asking, would wave jumping help with your racing skills? I don't know. I'm not sure where that would... It would in the surf, if you were surf racing, I would think.
Maybe if you're at Bells Beach and there's...
That's what I'm thinking. Somewhere at Bells or up on the sunny coast or something like that, doing a bit of racing up there.
Causing waves. Yeah.
I don't think you'd really need it at the likes of Somerset or Atkinson's Dam or anything like that. So
no.
Go on.
You people down in Queensland once in a while do have a surf comp.
Do you have
what is that?
Racing comp.
The one off the sunny coast. Jimba or whatever it's called. Is that it?
There was meant to be one at the weekend there, but I don't know if it went ahead. I think it got canned.
Yeah, about 5 years, six or so years ago, we came down there and raced down on your surf coast offshore titles.
There was meant to be one at the weekend there, but I don't believe it happened. So
they used to do it a few years ago. I know Joe.
Yeah.
Jetski.
I know that the SCX event, they've got free rides. I'm not sure about.
No, that's only
it's all stand-up stuff though.
They should have bigger skis in that and have a different category. That'd be cool.
Well, there is meant to be a category in it, but I believe my understanding was it's not happening this year because QPWC are meant to be involved in it, but I don't believe it's happening because they haven't advertised it. So I'm not entirely sure if it's going ahead, but I know they're doing all the free riding on the stand-ups, so that'll still be happening. With all the scooters and skates and stuff as well.
They should do a jump.
Yeah, so there we go. So guys, hook up with Gold Coast Wave Jumpers or Wave Junkies down in Victoria. Guys, thank you for your time. Do you want to have a quick shout out before you go?
A quick what? I'll
have a quick shout out to anyone out before you go.
Jetski Pete, you're a legend. Thanks for being out. Jetski Pete made this for me. Look at that. Look at that. A one-off he made for Gaz because he loves me. I love it.
Hey, somebody's got to love you, mate.
And he was
He
was too much of a pussy to come on this podcast tonight. Shots fired, Pete.
Laying the smack down now, Tessa. Come on.
But the last thing is for anyone down, so like here in Melbourne, if you want to try out, whether it's small, medium, large, we don't care. You see the actual pictures on our Wave Junkies page. It's not about who Select sends it the most. It's about going out and enjoying it with like-minded people in a safe environment. And if you want to do that, look us up. Yeah. And we love Select meeting new people and just shit talk in the car park. Wow, did you see that? Wow, that was high. Wow, that was awesome. And that's what it's called.
It is what it's all about. Like we always,
yeah, exactly. You talk about it in the car park or in the pub.
One of the things I said to the newbies was, I said, don't show off. Like I don't want you to show off trying to impress me or any of the others, because that's when you're going to come unstuck and that's when you're going to hurt yourself. Yeah, that's the main. That's a big rule. That one, I think. We always keep, stick to that rule as well. And we just have fun, as Gaz said. It's just so much fun. And we do that as well. Debrief at, I'm on a pontoon these days, so I don't so much do it anymore, but debrief at the car park, back at the ramp. And that was awesome. So we usually take, footage of each other as well, take our phones out into the surf. We'll get videographer guys that come out and they've done a few professional videos. Jeff Lakeford's one of those guys who comes out with us.
Good old Jeff.
Person, Jeff.
Which is always great when that happens. It's always cool to see the videos of everyone coming in. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Thanks for putting this together, Bruce. Thanks for.
Listen, we've talked some shit, but we've also
up in the north, down in the south.
We've talked some shit, but hopefully we've talked enough sense about certain things that it's got.
We didn't talk shit.
Informed.
We were listening to you.
Yeah. That was fun. I just my girls, Gabby and Anne Marie.
Yeah,
they're both watching.
Yeah,
and also, my crew, bunch of blokes.
Fred's tuned in as well, so he's there somewhere.
Oh, Freddie, love him.
Yeah, he's there
I call them my brothers, so they're all like brothers to me. Look after me, and they've got my back. We've all got each other's backs, and that's what it's about. Just you just become such good mates as well, because you bond over a hobby, and it's just
Okay, cool.
I would like it if more girls came out, so I wasn't the only one. It's always
you might get Sarah Ann. Sarah Ann might be tempted to come out with you. Sarah. Give it a crack. So I'm not sure. I'm waiting to see if she gives it the old thumbs up. But we'll see. I think she'd be great. I think she'd be game for a go. Listen. So anybody who's tuning in here, go to the pages. There will be pop-up rides. Little get-togethers where the guys, and it'll just be last minute. Is that correct? You guys just kind of a couple of days out from when you go, you just call, we're heading out at this time or whatever. Yeah.
Obviously it's condition dependent as well. Like last weekend was just an absolute washing machine.
Yep.
It's terrible. So none of us went out. But even add me on Facebook as well. Send me a message or whatnot. It's probably the easiest way to do it.
You realise you're going to get all the waifs and strays all trying to add you on Facebook now.
No, that's all right.
Hello, Tessa.
Hello, little girl.
Hey, especially if you're putting the baby pictures up. Come on, you need to calm it down, sister.
Hey, Amber told me to put that one up, so it took a lot of guts to put that up. Especially at my age, I was like, I don't know if I can do it. Anyway, I did.
There you go. Sarah's just come back. She said she'll give anything a go once. So there's someone you can call out. You can say, hey, come on, let's go.
Awesome,
there we
Sarah.
Go. All right, Sarah, you realise Tessa's going to take you up on that. All right, guys, thanks a lot.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Tessa.
Pleasure as always, and we'll see you again.
Cheerio.
Right.
Bye.
See ya. Well, there we go. That was good fun. I hope people got something from it. Gold Coast Wave Jumpers for Tessa and the guys up in Queensland. Wave Junkies down in Victoria, and Gaz and Pete, Jetski Pete, in case you're looking for them. If you want to add them, feel free to message them and find out what they're all about and what you want. What do you need to do? Yeah, thanks for that one, guys. I really appreciate it. So where are we at now? Let's start winding things up. We'll go quickly through a roundup. So New Zealand just had the round 6 and 7. Final round of the summer series. Now, if you can see that picture, give me a second. Let me just play it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So that was on Saturday. and the weather is looking pretty cool, to say the least. But they still had a great deal of racing going on, and concluded all the races for that day. I don't have, like, Dave Venel was meant to send me the results. He probably has, but I haven't had a chance to look in my emails. There's Daz now from Bali. Good evening, sir. But this was Saturday. Now look at Sunday. Sunday was completely different. There's Sunday. What a difference. What an absolute difference in the conditions. Looks postcard perfect. And some good racing there again. So congratulations to everyone who took part in there. In particular, old-timer Dave Venel, still showing the young guns how to do it. He picked up Rider of the Year award from his peers. So congratulations to that, Dave. Bailey Cunningham was also over from our side of the pond. He was over there racing as well, and I believe he got a first. May have been on the Sunday. I don't have the results. Just little bits of information I've picked up. He competed on Saturday and he got I think it was a fourth in the GP1. I'm probably wrong. I don't want to say GP ski, I think it was. And then he got a second in the runaround, GP runabout, sorry. And but I believe he got first overall, or was it a first on a Sunday? I don't know if Tralee or Derek or that are tuning in. They were on earlier on. I'm not sure if they're still here. They might be able to confirm what he got. But he was over there competing, managed to pick up a few awards as well. So, there we go. Tralee, thank you for that. He won the GP runabout. So, well done. Dave Venel, yep, thanks for that. In the Grand Prix, the GP runabout in the Grand Prix. Right, that makes sense now. Okay, cool. So, well done. And well done to everyone else involved that were racing there. Sean Cresswell and I think it's Ben Morris. Yeah, Ben Morris and all the boys and girls that were racing. So congratulations and a nice conclusion to your summer series. So roll on your break and we'll see you all back on the water pretty soon. So well done. I might have somebody in from America here that's saying good morning to me. LaQuinta Robinson. Good evening here. Good morning to you, wherever you are. Doug Cash is on his trip over to Tasmania. He's over there now, actually. He's just done day one. Hobart to Tribuna. He's given a day-by-day account. If you want to have a look at it, go to Doug Cash's page. He's got a day-by-day account. He's done day 2 at the moment. They're doing their trip around Tasmania, so they'll keep you up to date with what's happening there. So there's day 1. Looks beautiful. What about that sky? Not the clearest picture, but you get the idea. That's fantastic. But yeah, so taking a little bit of look in the history around the place. That's I was about to say Port Arthur. Yeah. So looks good. Nice one. All right, let's go back. I'll show you quickly day 2. There's day 2. Now, Dave, I think, had a bit of a health issue. So it's Tribuna to St Helens. He was obviously unwell overnight. He wasn't sure if he was going to do the run or not, but I believe he ended up doing it anyway. So there's some of the footage, the picture there. So he's over there with Aaron and Doug himself, and then, oh God, I can't remember who else it was. Andrew, that was it. Andrew, I couldn't remember you. Sorry, Andrew, I forgot your name there, mate. So Aaron, Andrew, and Doug are over there doing their trip with Tasmania. So continued good luck with that, and hope everything all works out for you. That's that. Get that out of the road. Now, let's go wreck right. 2 seconds, let me get rid of these windows popping up. Now, Island Life up in the Whitsundays. We've got Ryan Bennett and Dion Loxton, who are potentially going to be looking at a ride this coming Sunday. Now, it's still being finalised pending the weather. But if you're interested, if you happen to be up that way, you're interested in doing a ride, I know there are some people there from the Gold Coast at the moment who are up there, so it's maybe something for you to keep an eye on. Go to the Island Life Whitsunday ski page. There'll be information on there about whether this ride goes ahead or not. I was speaking to Dion earlier, and he's indicated that they'll look to confirm the details of it tomorrow. He will most likely be doing the ride himself. Ryan, unfortunately, is working. Sorry, not sorry. So he's not going to make it, but Dion is planning on doing it and planning on making the ride, and the conditions look like they're going to be pretty good. So a good opportunity if you're up that way to get out and get some great conditions for riding. Okay, now our neck of the woods down here in southeast Queensland, as many of you will already know, a jet ski beginners fundamentals with Al Skinner and Chad Barnett, who are basically going through all the basics of as a new rider would need to know, covering everything from your suits to safety gear and weather and apps and all that kind of stuff. They're going to cover the whole thing. Rex Cresswell from Marine Safety Queensland has offered to come along as well and talk to the group about the marine park safety and the things to observe out on the water. So a great opportunity there. That one starts 9 o'clock at Southport Broadwater Boat Ramp. So be there before 9. Don't try and avoid rocking up at 9. But if you're interested and you're new to the community or to jet skiing, it's a good opportunity to get to meet some people who are more experienced and pick their brains, but get a better understanding of what's good, what do you need, that kind of thing. Okay, and it'll make your ride so much more enjoyable. Okay, last but not least, sorry. This here is Sea-Doo Jake's Sandbar event. Okay, Coochie-Mudlow Island. It is Sunday. Let's just come out of that a second, and we'll go to the heading so we get this right. All right. 8 o'clock, Coochie-Mudlow Island. There are groups departing from a number of different ramps. Go to the event page, Sea-Doo Jake Sandbar event. It's a public page. Indicate whether you're going or not. There are the ramps that are departing from. I did say Saturday, didn't I? I never said Sunday, did I? Oh, if I did say Sunday, Jake, I'm sorry, mate. It is Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, Coochie-Mudlow. Now, the departure from the ramps are going to be earlier in the morning. Now, make sure if you go to the event page, there are individual links within a comment of the different rides, okay? And the details of when they're departing the ramp, who's going to be involved, who's leading it, all that kind of stuff. So those are your go-to bits of information. Now, if you're making your own way there, still indicate on the event that you're going, but also make sure that you know where you're stopping so you're not stuck there wondering where everybody is. Now, where the red marker is the meet-up point. That is the definite meet-up point. Okay, it's been kind of moved and banded around a couple of times, but this is oh, Jake. I reckon it was the bling off my beard. Is that what it was? There's a light shine in a certain direction there, Jake. Is it maybe that blinded you a little bit? Yeah, so this is the new location. Okay, you can see where my cursor is on the screen. Oh, hopefully you can see that. So yeah, this is where we're meeting up at 8 o'clock. If you're making your own way over, remember to please indicate that you're going on the event and that you'll just be meeting everybody there. All right, if you're making your own way. I know some people will be going from different ramps and it might only be small groups. I'm a handsome looking silver fox, oh Jake. Got to remember that one. So there we go. That's this coming Saturday. Big one. A lot of people, hopefully the weather gods will hold off. I believe at the moment there's the forecast is looking pretty decent for it. Jake, I'm Not sure if you can confirm that. When I last checked it, there was only a chance of rain in the evening, and we'll be done and dusted by that point. So yeah, it should be a good morning. I believe it's 9 till 12. But hey, you know what? If it goes all day, so be it. Follow your leaders though. And one or two pieces of advice are: make sure you follow the lead rider and try and stay single file as much as you can, but take the direction of the ride leader from each ramp that's being led. Okay, so it's the best way of doing it. It projects a good image for the community as well, and it shows that we're doing the right thing as well, not just us as leaders or as you know, the leaders are concerned, but everybody involved. Okay, so it's all about a positive image for everyone. Okay, now when we're on the island, and I'm going to say this on behalf of Jake, is when you're there, please be respectful. It is people's home island. It's not an invasion. We can't treat it like one. We've got to be respectful while we're there. So please, let's all do the right thing and let's enjoy the whole day. Jake and Alan, especially Jake, for putting us together. Hats off to you. I'm looking forward to it and looking forward to meeting up with people. We're going to try and do a little bit of a live crossover or a live kind of stream of some of it, just little bits throughout the day. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it should be a good day. I'm looking forward to that one. So we'll see you on Saturday. Okay. That's us for this week. We are... Next week, I'm actually going to be putting the podcast out on Tuesday night. The reason being is I've got a Fat Boy Slim gig on the Wednesday night, so I can't do... I can't do Wednesday night next week. So Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. Okay, we'll have the same format, same thing we always do. We'll have a guest on. I've got Andy Gardner lined up for next week, who's going to come on. He is a proprietor of 2 Easy Tours down the Gold Coast. So I'll pick his brains about the tourism industry as far as jet skiing is concerned. So if you've got any questions in regards to that, please feel free to come on board and chat away and get involved in the conversation. I'll certainly make sure the questions are passed over, because I always look forward to everybody's engagement. So, finish off, we've got a video. I've gone back to some of the ones we know best, some of the familiar ones. Jetski crew in Stavanger, or a JSC crew. It's an older video, a couple of years old, but it's still a cracking looking video. Trendsetters. As far as the Insta360 cameras are concerned, they were setting the trend way back in the day before everybody that we have now. So they were the pioneers of what we see now. In my regards, in my view, they are the pioneers of what they did. As far as this coming weekend's concerned, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody out at Cuchimudlo. It'd be a great day. Looking forward to catching up with a few people. Remember and come across and say hi. I won't bite anybody. So I like to think I'm a friendly face. Until next Tuesday, 7 o'clock, wherever you are, be safe, have a great time, look after each other, but most importantly, stay safe. Take care.